So that law has some interesting provisions. Just so you understand what law it is, I'm referring to the Affirmative Action Gender Equity Act of 2014 at 1121. And that is the law that has been passed by Parliament to regulate all issues on gender equality and gender equity in the public sector as well as the private sector. By that law, by 2026, the law expects that all employers will put in place a policy which will be called a gender equality policy that encourages progressive inclusion of female at the workplace. In other words, by 2026, you should have at least 30% of your workforce being females. So if your workplace is, say, 10 people or 10 staff, 30% of that 10 should be female. That is what the law requires of you, and it's mandatory. And if you don't do that, you're going to go to prison. Now, the law also anticipates that in 2028, we should have at least 35% of all staff in each employer's organization being females. Now, the good part is that by 2034, which is 10 years from 2024, we are expected to have 50% of every organization staff being females. In other words, both public and private sector, every organization at all, be it the judiciary, the parliamentary services, the private sector, ministries, departments, and what have you, each organization is expected to have at least 50% of their staff being females. Now, you may ask, what happens if you don't put policies in place to ensure that this is done? Now, the law is that
make it legal.